Conflict resolution. What strategies can we use to resolve conflicts respectfully? How do we ensure that disagreements don't become personal attacks? How do we handle recurring conflicts without resentment? How do we approach making up after a fight? Personal freedom and space. How do we balance personal freedom with a sense of partnership? How do we communicate our need for personal space without offending each other? How do we support each other's individual hobbies and passions? How do we maintain healthy boundaries in shared spaces? Decision-making process. How do we make important decisions as a team? How do we ensure both partners' perspectives are considered in decision-making? How do we navigate disagreements when making big decisions? How do we handle long-term decisions, such as career or family planning? Social media and digital presence. How do we want to manage our shared presence on social media? What boundaries do we set for social media use in our relationship? How do we handle privacy concerns regarding our digital lives? How do we support each other in managing screen time? Creativity and innovation. How do we foster creativity within our relationship? How do we support each other in innovative personal or professional projects? How do we make space for creative outlets in our lives? How do we keep creativity and spontaneity alive over time? Environmental sustainability. How do we integrate eco-friendly practices into our lifestyle? What steps can we take together to reduce our environmental footprint? How do we balance sustainability with convenience or cost? How do we stay educated about environmental issues and take action? Gender roles and equality. How do we define and challenge traditional gender roles in our relationship? How do we support equality in household duties, work, and caregiving? What societal expectations around gender do we want to resist together? How can we advocate for gender equality in our broader community? Mentorship and guidance. How do we mentor each other in our personal and professional lives? How can we guide younger family members or friends through mentorship? How do we identify and provide constructive feedback to each other? How do we seek out mentorship for ourselves when needed? Community building. How do we contribute to building a strong, supportive community around us? What role do our individual friendships play in our shared social life? What steps can we take to ensure our legacy reflects our shared values? Friendship within the relationship. How do we maintain a strong friendship as a foundation of our relationship? What activities strengthen our bond as friends, not just as partners? How do we support each other's friendships outside of the relationship? How do we handle evolving friendship dynamics within our partnership? Political views and activism. How do we approach conversations about political views in our relationship? How do we stay informed and involved in causes we care about? How do we handle differences in political opinions or activism approaches? How do we want to contribute to social or political? What is our plan if one of us wants to pursue a new or unexpected life goal, such as starting a business, going back to school? How do we adapt to life's uncertainties while maintaining a strong relationship, community, and social life? What role do friendships and social circles play in our future? How do we plan to stay connected with friends and family as we grow older? What type of community involvement, for example, volunteering, clubs, organizations, do we envision for ourselves? How do we navigate differing social needs, for example, introversion versus extroversion, housing and real estate? What kind of home do we want to live in long term? For example, house, apartment, city, countryside? How do we handle decisions related to moving or buying property? Are there any places we'd like to live in the future, either short term or permanently? What are our thoughts on real estate as an investment? Legacy and estate planning. How do we want to be remembered, and what legacy do we want to leave behind?